Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, a Sarasota parent is facing multiple felony charges after police say she stole thousands of dollars from a parent-teacher organization at Southside Elementary School. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from the Sarasota school with more on what detectives found while investigating the case. Adam?
Yeah, Scott, the first red flag for investigators was a person contacting the parent-teacher organization here at Southside Elementary School in Sarasota about $250 that they had deposited to the PTO to join a business partner program, but it was a program that the PTO had never heard of. On Wednesday, Tiffany Donovan was arrested and charged by Sarasota police for uttering forged checks and a scheme to defraud. The PTO contacted Sarasota police back in May, and a Financial Crimes Unit started their investigation. They found 11 checks were deposited in Donovan's personal account between July and December of 2016, totaling $7,325. Now, Donovan is a parent here at Southside Elementary School, and we checked with Sarasota Magazine, who confirmed that she is also an employee with them, Sarasota Magazine, here in town. The civilian investigator who worked with the PTO on this case says the banks should also be held, financially responsible for this forgery, since these checks were deposited in an ATM without raising any alarms.
They just get scanned and electronically sent off, and until somebody hollers. It's a sad state of this, today's society, that you can't trust parents who volunteer, at a school to help their kids to be honest.
Now, the Sarasota County School District is saying Ms. Donovan has been removed from their volunteer list pending the outcome of this investigation. Scott?
Adam, do we know how Donovan was able to pull this off without alerting any of her fellow PTO members there at the school?
Yeah, well, Scott, the PTO says, the investigators of this case says the PTO just has an open mailbox here that people are allowed to come by and deposit checks for their fund. It's not very regulated, according to that investigator, but she did leave this case by making several recommendations. Number one, that a couple of people, at least one or two, are keeping an eye on the money that's coming in, and also probably that they add a lock to that mailbox with those checks. Live here in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. In other news today, we have some new developments this afternoon in a case of a Bradenton woman accused of killing her daughter and then putting her body in a freezer. According to the Manatee County Clerk of Court's website, a plea hearing is scheduled for Keshana Thomas on August 9th. Thomas is accused of killing her 11-year-old daughter, Janiyah. The little girl was first reported missing in September of 2015. A few months later, her body was found in a freezer being stored in a family member's home. Aside from the murder charge, Thomas faces charges of child abuse and abuse of a dead body. She could avoid trial by pleading guilty. The cleanup continues in Manatee County after Tropical Storm Emily made landfall on Monday. Crews are out again today, picking up what Emily left behind. Tree limbs and other debris are still being collected daily by Manatee County Solid Waste. County officials say if you still haven't put your debris out for pickup, do so for next Wednesday, when there will be a yard waste collection. No more special collections are scheduled for now. And DeSoto National Memorial is back open today. The park had been closed since the tropical storm while crews worked to clean it up. The park announcing on its Facebook page the visitor center and trails are now safe to use. DeSoto National Memorial is open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. We did an interview out there yesterday, John. You could hear chainsaws in the background of crews trying to get those tree limbs and anything else that had been blown over off the trails.
Take you back to 2004?
Yeah, sure does. Yeah,
I know.
A lot of that.
Right. Well, luckily for the next couple of days anyway, we don't have much to worry about in that regard. But yeah, I see tree debris all over the roadways, all over town. Yeah. So that was a pretty good blow, definitely. And a good reminder that, we need to trim our trees, thin them out a little bit for hurricane season. Always a good idea. And the trees like it, too. We have across the region some pleasant weather outside, blue skies, a few fair weather clouds. Slight chances of showers as we head into the afternoon, but the rain chance way down compared to what it was 24 hours ago when we had some pretty good rain showers around here in the late afternoon and evening hours yesterday. We have today about a 20% chance. That's about it. A lot of rain to the north of us, though. That trough of low pressure still exists there, and Still getting as much as 2-3 inch rainfalls with isolated 4-inch plus rainfall amounts up there. For us, high pressure is building in, some drier air sneaking into the picture. It's going to limit the number of showers we get today to about that 20 percentile mark. A lot of sunshine boosting our temperatures. It'll be a warmer day today. Look for low 90s for a daytime high. And as I mentioned, about a 20% chance of rain. Those rain chances even go down further as we head into the next 24 hours. Drier air moves in. Then we're going to get a pattern change. And we'll talk about that coming up in a few. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. A man charged with robbing a credit union in Sarasota will spend the next 15 years in prison. 36-year-old Avery Williams pleading no contest to charges in court yesterday. In May, Williams reportedly robbed the Florida Central Credit Union on Cattleman Road. While trying to get away, a dye pack hidden inside the stolen money bag exploded. Williams ran to a nearby neighborhood where residents called the sheriff's office. Williams confessed to the crime along with a half-dozen other bank robberies in 3 different states. An Englewood man is facing murder charges after deputies say he sold drugs to a man that then died from an overdose. John Michaels was arrested yesterday following an extensive investigation by the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. According to detectives, in March, a man was found dead on the side of the road on Wexford Lane in Sarasota. The man died from carfentanil, an opioid 10,000 times the strength of morphine. Security video from a nearby business showed Michaels selling the drugs to the victim. Michaels being held without bond. Taxes affect all Americans, especially small business owners. And now, Congressman and Sarasota business owner Vern Buchanan is pushing hard for tax reform. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more on who would benefit under this proposed legislation.
Taxes are on the minds of a lot of folks, especially small business owners. Congressman Vern Buchanan tells us he's pushing a bill that can make a big difference. It's tax reform where small business owners and corporations could have their tax rate reduced to 20%. Right now, small businesses have a tax rate of around 40%, while corporations are at 35%.
The goal is simplified for them and have them keep more of what they earn so they can create more good paying jobs. That's, to me, the key thing.
One person who's happy to hear about the congressman's plans to cut taxes is Anna Molinari. She owns a bunch of small businesses in the area, including this high-end salon boutique in downtown Sarasota.
He needs to totally help us because we need everybody's help right now to stay in business.
Molinari says between high rents in the downtown area and more people doing their shopping on the internet, it's a struggle just to stay in business.
We have to stay open late, come early, keep the place going, buy new merchandise so people don't get bored, and maintain your employees. That's the hardest part.
Buchanan says this tax reform would allow people to fill out their taxes using a postcard where they could save hundreds of dollars when having their taxes done. Also, he currently has a bill that would allow startup businesses to be able to write off $20,000 instead of the current amount of $5,000.
At the end of the day, we've got more businesses closing than opening around the country, and we need to change that pattern. We need to encourage entrepreneurship and startups and do everything we can to help them be successful.
In addition to this tax reform, Buchanan tells us he and his colleagues will be working hard on making health care more affordable. Congress will be back in session in September. Reporting from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. A big boost for the Players Center for Performing Arts. The Lakewood Ranch Community Fund announcing its $10,000 inaugural gift will be given to the center's new Theater in the Field program. The first production is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which premieres in October on the grounds of the Sarasota Polo Club. The Players Theater plans to move in 3 to 5 years from its current home in Sarasota to a new facility that will be built in Lakewood Ranch. A Suncoast group is trying to make our area more appealing to college students and recent graduates. The consortium of colleges on the Creative Coast is changing its branding and name. It'll now be known as the Cross College Alliance. The group is a collaboration of the Sarasota-Manatee region's colleges and universities that meet to explore ways their institutions can work together and share resources. The name change comes as the alliance works to make the Suncoast more college-friendly for students.
We like to see ourselves as the campus of the Cross College Alliance, and so we do a number of programs that are directly targeted at the college-age community here, because we want them to feel a sense of community, and we want them to stay.
Cross College Alliance started 2 years ago, and it now includes 6 colleges in Sarasota and Manatee counties, as well as St. Petersburg. A popular annual fishing tourney happening this weekend in Sarasota. The Sarasota Slam will start registration tomorrow for this year's competition. Teams will compete throughout the day on Saturday before bringing their catch to weigh in at Marina Jack later in the afternoon. Teams can register starting at $500 per boat, and the winner in each division will receive a payout based on the number of teams who are competing. A video on Facebook of manatees swimming close to a beach has prompted Mote Marine Lab to warn beachgoers. The video made its rounds on social media earlier this week. As you can see, the group of manatees came very close to the beach while spectators got very close to the sea cows. That's why Mote Marine is warning people to keep a safe distance from herds of manatees. They are a threatened species and protected and come close to our beaches to mate. Aside from legal ramifications, scientists say a manatee can seriously hurt someone if they are too close and it begins thrashing in the water. Time now to head over to the kitchen, where our guest today is our good friend, Chef Jamil Pineda from Michael's on East. Jamil, great to have you back. What's on the menu for today?
So today we're going to be doing a great signature dish from Michael's on East. It's a nice pan-seared flounder with some Brussels sprouts, some potatoes, some pork blanc, so stay tuned.
We will. Thank you, Chef.
Students on the Suncoast are heading back to school, and we want to make sure local kids have the supplies they need to succeed. If you'd like to donate, or if you're a family in need, join us here at the Boys and Girls Club of Sarasota this Saturday at 10 o'clock for the Back to School Backpack Brigade. ABC7 is teaming up with the Tiny Hands Foundation to fill hundreds of backpacks with supplies for local children in need. For more information on how you can help, go to tinyhandsfoundation.org/backpack-brigade.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows, what matters most to you? We found what matters is high performance. Our customers want energy-efficient windows built for Florida weather. Windows that can stand everything from scorching sun to hurricanes. Our customers want windows that reflect their life, their lifestyle. Windows that will last a lifetime. We listen to our customers, and as a result, we're growing. So if you're looking to replace your windows, stop here at New South Window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Just takes a little bit of sunshine and our temperatures start to rise pretty quickly. We're at 89 right now, on our way to the low 90s today with a dew point value of 76. Still very thick air out there. But aloft, some drier air is trying to filter in. High pressure is built in just a little bit, and that will reduce the number of showers we get. Plus that little trough of low pressure a little bit further to the north today. South-southeast wind comes in at about 8. Temperatures across the region are warm. 88 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch now at 89. So's Venice and Northport, and Punta Gorda has hit the 90 mark. 86 degrees out at Longboat Key and 88 degrees in Inglewood. Still, lots of deep moisture to the north, indicated by this turquoise color. That's moist air at mid and upper levels of our atmosphere, and it's really in place up there. And boy, the atmosphere is just pouring buckets of rain. A little bit further to the south in our area, we've got some drier mid-level air that's worked its way in. That'll help to limit the number of showers that we get today and also give us a little bit more sunshine, which is already starting to work on our atmosphere, as you just saw with our temperature. The trough low pressure kind of meandering across parts of North Florida. It is producing a lot of rainfall. We still have a trough low pressure in the upper atmosphere, a trough at the surface, and all of it kind of working together, tapping into that deep moisture with air lifting northward, kind of rising over that stalled out boundary, producing the heavy rainfall that you see ongoing. Most of it out in Gulf waters, but even along shore, areas around the Big Bend region and into Pensacola have seen some fairly heavy rainfall already this morning. So we haven't seen a whole lot. We had one brief shower that moved across the Skyway Bridge, another brief shower that kind of tagged parts of Manatee County, but really affected mostly Hillsborough County. Everything else has been pretty dry so far, and I don't expect to see a whole lot in the way of rainfall today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure we'll see too much in the way of any showers along the coastline at all. I think they'll probably be in inland areas. A little bit of cloud cover, in fact, a lot of cloud cover to the north of us. Our high-resolution GOES 12 shows that very thick cloudiness. Now here, we've had some fair weather clouds, but mostly a lot of sunshine to start the day off. We will continue to watch this trough low pressure kind of slide off to the north and to the east, taking the rain shower chances with it. High pressure over my shoulder here will be allowed to build in, and that will reduce the number of rain showers that we get today and tomorrow particularly. Now, we may get a few around in inland areas a little bit later this afternoon, but tomorrow I'd be surprised to see too much in the way of any rainfall. Dry air starts to move in today, lower rain chances, and then this changing weather pattern. I'm going to talk a moment about that as well. Over the last couple of weeks, really, we have had a kind of reverse summertime pattern where our winds have been generally out of the southeast or southwest rather. And what that has done is encourage the formation of showers out in Gulf waters during the pre-dawn hours that have then moved on shore, bringing early showers to the sun coast. And then those showers tended to drift toward the other coastline. So later in the day, they tend to move further and further away. In fact, if we look at the RPM computer model forecast, you kind of see that trend today. The showers build and they move off to the east or the northeast. Well, starting tomorrow, we're going to start to twist our winds around just a little bit. And by Saturday, we'll start to see a more flow out of the southeast. And what that will do will be to return us to our typical pattern for this time of year that we've all known to expect, which is showers building in inland areas and then drifting back to the coast. That change starts on Saturday. So most of the day will be rain-free. We'll just expect those late afternoon showers to start to build. Today, 20% chance. Tomorrow, only a 10% chance. And then a return to the normal, which is okay by me, starting on Saturday. Scott?
Okay, John, thank you so much. In health news, Americans are reportedly feeling a little more joy this year than last, but the majority still are not happy. This new Harris poll found only 1 in 3 Americans that said they were happy. So who's the happiest? Well, 2 very different groups, men and women in high-income households, not so much a surprise, but also those with a high school diploma or less. Also in the survey, 71% of Americans said their spiritual beliefs were a positive guiding force. A record high, 29 children across the U.S. have died this year already due to heat stroke after being left in a hot car. That's why it's so important to know the signs of heat-related illness. Kim Hutcherson has more.
Heat-related illnesses like heat exhaustion or heat stroke can happen when the body is not able to properly cool itself. Older adults, people with mental illnesses or chronic diseases, and the very young are most likely to be affected by heat-related illnesses. Signs of heat exhaustion include heavy sweating, headache, nausea or vomiting, muscle cramps, feeling weak or dizzy, or passing out. If you're experiencing these symptoms, move to a cool place, sip water, and loosen your clothes. Try putting cool, wet cloths on your body or taking a cool bath. Get medical help if you throw up or if your symptoms worsen or last longer than an hour. If, in addition to the symptoms of heat exhaustion, you have a feeling of confusion and a high body temperature, 103 degrees or higher, you may be having a heat stroke. People experiencing heat stroke should not drink water. It's a medical emergency, and you should call 911 right away. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Still ahead today, Bucks fans get to honor some important figures in the team's history as new members will be inducted into the team's Ring of Honor. Stay with us.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. And now, for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-468-1930. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target store today.
Summer break is just about over. It's time to go back to school. And Suncoast View is helping you get your kids ready.
From school supplies and products to the latest fashion, we're bringing in the experts to help your kids get back in the books with style.
Join us for Back to School Week, all this week at 4 on Suncoast View.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers will welcome 2 new members to the team's Ring of Honor, late owner Malcolm Glazer and former coach John Gruden. Glazer bought the team back in 1995 and served as owner and president until his death in 2014. He'll be inducted October 5th. The Buccaneers take on the New England Patriots on a Thursday night football game. John Gruden coached the team from 2002 to 2008, which included the team's only Super Bowl victory. He'll be inducted December 18th during the team's Monday night game against the Atlanta Falcons.
I hope they remember me as providing competition, playing the best players, and doing what was right for the team at all times.
Glazer and Gruden will become the 10th and 11th members of the team's Ring of Honor. And we're learning more now about the upcoming 2017 World Rowing Championships at Nathan Benderson Park. The event will showcase the best rowers in the world, of course, but it will also recognize some of the greatest rowers of the past. Following competition on September 30th, the event will host the Cruise of Distinction. 19 U.S. gold medal winning crews spanning 7 decades will be honored. The World Rowing Championships begin September 23rd and run through October 1st and will feature athletes from 70 different countries. Let's get back to the kitchen now. John is with our good friend, Chef Jamil Pineda from Michael's on East in Sarasota. John?
John's already eating, too. Always a good pleasure to have Chef Jamil in the kitchen because you cook up such interesting, different kinds of dishes and also, obviously, very tasty and wonderful. So what are you doing today?
So we're going to do a nice, beautiful Pensier flounder. This dish was actually an Epicurean adventure menu for lunch.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is like 4 years ago. And it became one of the signature dishes. It's something that we can't even take it off the menu because people just love it. And it's full of butter. It's full of, you know, flavors. All I'm doing right here is putting some salt and pepper. Get a nice, beautiful fillet right here. I'm going to put some olive oil here. And then we're just going to get them nice and seared. Now, the whole key of this is the Brussels sprouts. Now, I have a
shaved Brussels sprouts.
Shaved Brussels sprouts. If you can see, just take a knife and start shaving them. Right here, one of the big key when you're making this dish is make sure that the Brussels sprouts are nice and thin and shaved, and your pan is nice and hot. If it's not hot enough, and then all you're going to do is boiling, what you want to do is give it a nice crisp sear. Right here.
So you need to give a lot of space in the pan to let the moisture boil off.
So you don't want boiling. You want a nice pan sear. And we're just going to add a little right on top right here so they can start the process of the cooking. And then you can see right here, just make sure that we, like I said, the pan has to be very hot. And then you want to start seeing some of the little brown part of that right here. If you can see that, it's almost making a little salad basically in a pan. We just have a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're just going to add a little bit of right here of just to give it a little flavor of the sage, fresh sage. Ooh. So then right here we got some brown butter, and then we mix it.
Brown butter. What's brown butter?
Brown butter is basically a Bernaise butter. As you take butter and then you start cooking it until it becomes a little brown, give you a little nutty flavor. So just to make sure that it's very nutty flavor, we put some toasted almonds in there, and some of the also fresh sage. Okay. So like I said, this is a nice French, all about the butter. Right here, we got the fish cooking right here.
But no oil, no flour in here or anything.
No flour,
like
no flour, water or anything like that.
Okay.
And then you go to the sauce. You make a nice traditional beurre blanc, and then you just add, if you see right here, a ground mustard. So mustard seeds right there is beautiful. So you make a nice champagne beurre blanc. Take some white wine, some champagne, reduce it, add the butter at the end, and just finish with a little cream if you're going to hold it for like we did right here. Because you used to say a la menu basically when you do a nice fresh beurre blanc. So right here I just added a little bit of cream just to make sure that we keep it, since TV is not one of those things that you can't make sauces.
Well, that sounds lovely.
So
how do you combine all of this?
So you got the fish right here nice and cooking. You see the nice sear that you get right here.
Beautiful.
And then usually what you want to do with this fish is nice and thin, so you want to finish it on the pan. And if you can see right here how thin it is. So you're going to let this cook a little bit more right here.
So no real need to put this in the oven and finish it there.
If you want to finish like right away, you can. But remember, this fish can get dry so quick because it's so thin. And you want to just get the nice sear on it.
This is a very light, white, flaky fish,
flaky fish. What I end up doing sometimes, and I just keep adding olive oil. Not virgin olive oil, not blended oil, but you want to add some little olive oil because you want that nice texture to it.
Well, while you get this ready to plate up, I'll remind everybody that the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. You click on the dining button, it'll take you right there and give you all the video instructions. This looks absolutely gorgeous, Chef, and I see you've got a finished product already ready to go there. We have about 10 seconds left.
Well, you finishing very quick. You see how beautiful that looks right here?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
We're going to take this fish, maybe the 10 seconds is almost done. Put it right in the middle of that right here. And just take some of the butter, toast the pan sometime.
Right on top. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, they're giving me the hard wrap, Chef, so I'll draw everybody's attention to the final product that we have right there for you. Chef Jamil, thank you so very much. That looks fantastic. Can't wait to try it. We'll be right back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off
off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. New poll numbers are showing how Americans are feeling about President Trump. Just 33% of voters approve of the president's performance. The new poll comes as the White House backs a drastic immigration overhaul plan, and the president prepares to leave for vacation. ABC's Emily Rao has more from Washington.
The poll numbers are not encouraging. A new Quinnipiac University survey says just a third of American voters approve of President Trump's performance. When asked if they believe the president attempted to derail or obstruct the Russian meddling investigation, 58% say yes, 37% no.
Russia is a ruse. I have nothing to do with Russia.
President Trump hoping to build some positive momentum with a campaign-style rally planned for Thursday night in West Virginia. That before he heads to his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club for 17 days. In Washington, where the Senate is about to join the House on its August recess, discussion continues over a White House-backed immigration overhaul. It would cut legal immigration into the U.S. by half and change the system that allows immigrants to enter based on family ties, instead giving preference to English speakers and skilled workers.
The notion that you think that this is a racist bill is so wrong.
One of the president's top advisors sparring with reporters over the proposal in the White House briefing room, and already Democrats and some Republicans saying it's a bad idea.
This idea of skewing the entire green card pool to one area of the economy, I think is very misplaced.
While the president is on vacation these next few weeks, the White House will undergo some renovations. President Trump has reportedly called the White House a dump, but he tweeted about that last night, saying it is, quote, totally untrue. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
Former FBI Director James Comey is writing a book. He'll write about everything from allegations of ties between Russia and Donald Trump's presidential campaign to the Bureau's investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. The book is currently untitled, and it's scheduled to be released next spring. New White House Chief of Staff John Kelly has reportedly reassured the Attorney General that his job is safe. Jeff Sessions has been the target of criticism from President Trump. The president slammed the Attorney General last month for recusing himself from all campaign-related investigations. And just a week after being fired as the White House communications director, Anthony Scaramucci says he will speak to the American public in an online event tomorrow. After less than 11 days on the job, he says he'll use the online event to communicate with President Trump's base. He says after the briefing, he expects to avoid the spotlight until September, when he'll then announce his next move. All right, let's get check on our weather now with meteorologist John Scalzi. And I don't know, maybe we'll dry out a little bit, huh?
Yes, sir. A couple days anyway.
It's been a wet week.
It's been a very wet week.
Yeah,
it really has. It's dumped rain this week. And it's in the Panhandle, really, really wet, which is a good thing because that's where a lot of our aquifer recharge comes from up there in north central Florida. And they've just been getting tons of rain. So it's a good thing. Good thing.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of sunshine out there currently and a little bit of fair weather cloudiness as well. But at the surface, the air is still very moist, despite the fact that aloft, we still have some drier air that's moved in, and it's going to limit the number of showers that we get. Beautiful shot here from Casey Key webcam showing the lovely blue, clear skies out over Gulf waters. We will see today a few of the showers that are out in Gulf waters kind of approach our area. Most of them will kind of fade away because of that dry air aloft, because of a high-pressure ridge building in that's right now providing us with pretty much rain-free skies everywhere you look. The little bit of cloud cover that accompanies the showers may produce some high feathery clouds from time to time across our region a little later this afternoon. But rain showers should be at a minimum. I don't expect to see too much more than about a 20% chance of rain today, and tomorrow maybe less than that. As we head into the weekend, though, things will change a bit. Talk about that. Take a look at the tropics coming up in just a few. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. A follow-up this afternoon on a deadly explosion in Minneapolis that leveled part of a school. 2 staffers were killed and several others were hurt. We're now learning what likely caused the tragedy. ABC's Ariel Reshef has more.
Overnight, crews working to secure the scene of the deadly explosion that decimated part of this Minneapolis school.
And we have windows that were blown out, flames and fire, and building collapsed as well.
Around 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, staff and some students were inside the upper school at Minnehaha Academy. Basketball and cross-country practice just wrapping up.
Another staff said, hey, we're smelling gas, we need everybody out. And it was literally seconds after that there was a big explosion.
The massive blast tearing through the middle portion of the building, reducing it to rubble.
There was a huge explosion. Smoke went up, knocked most of us kind of back.
Late Wednesday night, the body of beloved janitor John Carlson discovered amid the debris. Earlier in the day, the school announcing on Facebook receptionist Ruth Berg was killed. The community honoring her at a vigil and remembering how she greeted kids with a smile each day. Wednesday's detonation, authorities say, was triggered when workers punctured a gas line. First responders searching for survivors as parents anxiously waited outside for word.
It would have made this dramatically worse if we would have had school in session.
No students hurt, but 9 adults, including some gas line workers, rushed to the hospital. This man making it out alive, his head bandaged, reuniting with his wife.
This is a day of extraordinary heartbreak in Minneapolis.
The NTSB has sent a GO team to Minneapolis to investigate. At least one of the victims in the hospital remains in critical condition. Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
Here in Florida, a surveillance camera shows an airport worker getting struck by lightning. This is from the Southwest Florida International Airport in Fort Myers. The video shows at least 3 workers backing a plane up for takeoff. That's when the bolt struck the plane's tail, traveling around the aircraft and then right into the worker's body, causing him to collapse immediately. Here it comes right now. Austin Dunn suffered 3rd-degree burns and bleeding on the brain, but he is expected to make a full recovery. Starting this month, Florida will begin issuing a new, more secure driver license and ID card. Drivers in Manatee County will be among the first to get these new cards. They'll help law enforcement recognize fake IDs and make it harder for criminals to duplicate them. The design incorporates nearly double the fraud protection compared to previous design and includes ultraviolet ink. The transition will still take the Manatee County Tax Collector's Office some time to get prepared.
Pilot, one of the 8 counties that will be bringing in the new licenses. I believe they meet all the new standards for the latest, greatest security.
Sarasota County Tax Collector will receive new equipment to issue those cards from the state by the end of October, and the new licenses will become available statewide by the beginning of next year. Several manatees are back in the Gulf today after dozens of rescuers and beachgoers worked together to help after the animals became stranded on Clearwater Beach. Clearwater Fire and Rescue officials think the manatees may have washed up on the beach because of high winds and waves in the area from a storm. Should you see, though, a stranded manatee, dolphin, whale, or sea turtle on the Suncoast, wildlife officials do not recommend pushing the animal back into the water. First, contact Mote Marine Lab's stranding hotline at 988-0212 so that they can assess the animal and make sure it is not sick or injured. Still ahead, put on your dancing shoes as a local competition heats up as dancers show off their footwork to be named the best. That story coming up.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, bro. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Air temperature closing in on that 90 mark. Dew point value high, up into the 70s, upper 70s, getting close to upper 70s anyway. South-southeast wind responsible for that. The southerly wind flow kind of pulling up that moisture and humidity from the waters. 30.15 mercury has risen just a little bit. So the higher pressure is being felt mostly aloft where there's some drier air located, and that is really going to kind of limit the number of showers that are going to be able to grow a little bit later on this afternoon. We have a lot of moisture riding along a trough of low pressure, kind of a moisture convergence zone just to our north. We have a deep tropical moisture lifting northward, and that's helping to produce some of that rising air that's just to our north and producing all those rain showers. And we have this trough of low pressure as well that has been kind of persistent, mostly as a result of that big bubble of warm air back to the west that's been producing those ridiculously warm temperatures for so long. This trough of low pressure will eventually start to lift out, but look at all of the rain showers that are occurring from New Orleans, Delta region, all the way back toward parts of the Big Bend. So this whole area of moisture will slowly start to lift out of here. And as it does so, we might pick up a shower or two, but shower chances become less and less likely as that low kind of lifts north and high pressure continues to build in. So we've got a few showers out here in the Gulf. I've put a rain chance for the next couple hours at about maybe 10% for a very brief passing shower, mostly inland. That's about it. Otherwise, this trough of low pressure slowly lifts out, kind of moving off to the north and to the east. High pressure over my shoulder here, building in, will reduce the number of storms that we get. And then as we head into the next 48 hours, we'll start to see a shifting weather pattern after a brief little period of some very dry weather. So that's the weather highlights that'll carry us really right straight into the beginning of next week and possibly even longer than that. There's the state of Florida, of course. There's that trough of low pressure producing the cloudiness and the rain showers that are ongoing for the Big Bend region and for North Florida. Right now, most of the Gulf looks pretty quiet in terms of any kind of organization. Nothing there that has any potential whatsoever for tropical development. Near Atlantic waters are pretty quiet. Far out in the Atlantic, we have one cluster of clouds, a wave that's just come off the coast of Africa that has some potential for development, but not very much, maybe about 30% or so. There's some very dry air to the north of it and also in front of it. Saharan dust, also a player in the whole equation. Bottom line is that system has a very little chance of developing, and even if it did, there's goodness knows plenty of time to watch it, as it's about as far as you can get away from the state of Florida and still be a tropical system. So good news there on the tropical front. South wind coming in at about 10, shifts to the southwest this afternoon. We'll be looking at a very nice day for boating today and tomorrow, I think. And then as we head into the weekend, we return to that pattern where the winds are out of the southeast. They collide with our sea breeze in inland areas where showers and thunderstorms build, and then those showers and thunderstorms late in the day drift back toward Gulf Coast. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. Here on the Sun Coast, you don't have to travel far to see world-class entertainment. ABC 7's Linda Carson says the entertainment instead comes right here to us. And here's more in this week's In the Spotlight.
The 45th annual Triple Crown Dance Sport competition is underway at the Ritz. There are competitions for dancers from beginners to world champions.
We have all-time professional competitions in the evening, and in the daytime we have student, teacher, and amateur couple competitions of all styles of dance.
You're invited to come see these dancers from all over the world compete in a wide range of dances.
You would see theatrical dancing, you would see Latin dancing, you would see ballroom dancing. As far as Poland, we have people here from Poland and from Russia and from Canada and, of course, the good old USA.
There are 4 or 5 world champions here vying for trophies like Craig Smith.
I've won the World Championships 5 times and the Blackpool Exhibition Championships 4 times, which is probably the most prestigious dance competition in the world.
Let's go, Robbie! He's competing in the Pro Division and also the Pro-Am Division with his student.
I'm an oncologist. I've been doing that since 1990.
And why did you decide to become a dancer?
Well, it wasn't that long ago. It was about a year and a half ago that I decided to start dancing.
And she's really good.
Then we've got a really great routine going, and we went to Larry Dean's first event down in Turnberry earlier this year, and she's placed first in her division. She won her division in Millennium Championships down in Orlando last month.
A Pro-Am team from Sarah Dance in Sarasota is also competing. Student Allie Freeman has been dancing about 7 years.
I love the exercise, the intellectual challenge of it, and it's just fun.
A very prestigious panel of judges watches their every move.
We're looking for technique, overall presentation, poise, just many things, footwork.
Winners get trophies, prizes, titles, and scholarships. Allie Friedman says all the dancers take home something even more important than those things.
I think it adds years to your life. You're out there, you're exercising, having a good time, meeting a lot of really great people.
The grand finale for the professional dancers is Thursday and Friday night here at the Ritz. And on Friday night, you are going to see some of the best dancers in the world compete. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, looks like fun. Thank you so much. Coming up, are you looking for a new career? Well, NASA has a job that is really out of this world. We'll have the details coming up.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you!
We asked you, Suncoast, why do you like ABC7?
I like ABC7 because it's local.
It gives me all the local news. The local news, local weather.
It's so local and so community driven.
Kelly Wilgus does a great job.
John Scalzi, that's my guy.
Bob Harrigan is wonderful. Stephanie's my favorite.
I like Scott Dennis.
I like them all.
We're all very grateful that you cover what you do and you're here to participate with the community.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Well, we learned with Tropical Storm Emily that these tropical systems can pop up almost at any time like we saw. And I'll tell you, having the ABC7 My Suncoast weather app will alert you to the dangers. Mine alerted me to the Tropical Storm Watch, the Tropical Storm Warning, and the Tornado Warning, all on my phone on the My Suncoast weather app. You need to download it today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Some kids in need are on a roll thanks to a Superstars Foundation. David Daniel has that and more in the Hollywood Minute.
Rihanna rides to the rescue, the latest project by the singer and actress to help girls in the impoverished African nation of Malawi is a partnership with a bike share platform, Ofo. They'll not only fund scholarships for the girls, but donate bicycles to help the kids make their often long treks to school faster and safer.
Selon le contrat, vous disposez également d'une dépendance.
The U.S. remake of one of the highest-grossing foreign language films of all time finally has a title. The Intouchables, a 2011 French film about a paralyzed man and his unlikely caregiver, won awards and made more than $400 million worldwide. The English-language version, now titled The Upside, will star Bryan Cranston as the paralyzed billionaire and Kevin Hart as the convicted felon who needs a job. It's due in theaters next March.
Together, please.
Honors for Maroon 5. The Grammy-winning band, fronted by Adam Levine, is set to receive the Decade Award at this year's Teen Choice ceremony, recognizing their impact on music and culture over the past 10 years. They'll pick up their prize at Teen Choice 2017, a week from Sunday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Police have arrested rap pioneer Nathaniel Glover Jr., better known as Kid Creole, for a deadly stabbing in New York. Glover is accused of stabbing a man earlier this week. NYPD says surveillance video identified Glover at the scene. They say he and the victim argued, and Glover is accused of pulling out a weapon and stabbing him. He's now charged with second-degree murder. The childhood home of Aretha Franklin now has a historical marker. The mayor of Memphis unveiling the plaque yesterday at the Queen of Soul's small childhood home. Franklin was born in the house in 1942. The decaying home has been vacant for years, but that didn't stop the community from trying to preserve it. It was set for demolition before volunteers stabilized the crumbling structure. And more More than 300 rare artifacts from the life of Elvis Presley are going up for auction. They include his red corduroy suit, that's said to be worth $60,000 to $70,000, and his ram's head necklace, expected to go for more than $100,000. The auction will take place this Saturday at Graceland. Think you've got what it takes to defend the Earth? Well, NASA has the job for you. The space agency just posted an opening for a planetary protection officer, and it comes with a six-figure salary. You may be thinking of something out of Independence Day or Men in Black, but the gig is mostly to make sure space missions do not contaminate other planets and moons. The position was originally created as part of the Outer Space Treaty of 1967. So don't contaminate other planets yet.
Right.
We live here on Earth, which is
go figure.
Pretty contaminated.
Yeah, pretty contaminated. Isn't that something? Yeah. And we've already started to litter the moon, so I guess this is probably a good thing to do.
There.
Yeah. We're going to have to go to another planet one of these days, and I guess that's what this post is all about, making sure that we don't mess up the world for
the alternative world.
Yeah, for other people, you know. I mean, it'd be kind of a shame if we like killed life on another planet or something. Yeah. Anyway, showers, a few today, fewer tomorrow, and then back to the same old afternoon showers and thunderstorms by the weekend.
Okay, John. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. See you again at 5.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.